In this particular training module, I will be talking about tips surrounding cell planning. 3 main points will be covered. First, I will show examples where it may be desired to fill the entire inside of a cell to full capacity using trays in conjunction with lift fronts and roll fronts. Secondly, a point on using key locks on Unicell enclosures. And thirdly, a quick reminder on specifying Unicell's new Ucell. Let's get started with point number 1. If you have a client that would like to use a Unicell cell and fill it completely with Unicell trays, it is important to note that when using lift fronts and roll fronts, the appropriate number of interior modules must be left available. This is because both lift fronts and roll fronts retract into the inside of the cell. Let's look at these 3 examples of 27 module cells to demonstrate. The first example shows a 27 module cell with a 27 module roll front. Since this particular roll front retracts into the top and bottom of the cell, an interior module needs to be left open at the top of the cell and also at the bottom. So in actuality, what is left over to fill with Unicell trays is 25 modules of interior space. In example 2, 3 9-module lift fronts are shown on a 27-module cell. Since each lift front would need an interior module free, there would be a total of 24 modules free to fill with Unicell trays. And this third example shows that there would only be 14 modules available, since 1 module is needed for the 15-module roll front that is shown, and 12 modules are already occupied by the Unicell drawers at the bottom of the cell. So the same methodology would then apply to all other Unicell cells. So 1 interior module left free so that either a lift front or roll front can retract into the inside of the cell. And remember that for all 12 and 27 module cells, the module number is shown on the inside of the cell from top to bottom. Now let's move on to discussion point number 2, enclosure locks. The examples on the left show a less favorable way to specify locks on enclosures. The 27 module cell shows a non-locking roll front with locking drawers below it. The reason that this is a less favorable condition is that someone could easily open the roll front and access the contents of the locked drawer directly below. And in the 12 module cell shown bottom left, that's less favorable because the 3rd drawer down from the top could easily be removed to access the contents in the 1st locked drawer. So on the right-hand side, we have the more favorable way of specifying locks. The roll front should also be locked as shown in the example top right, to ensure that all contents, including that top drawer, is secure. And in the 12 module cell example, it would be better if the top drawers were locking instead of the bottom ones. And as a reminder surrounding options for the key lock, there are 2 different locking styles to choose from. Keyed differently means that all 5 of the locks shown in this example would have 5 different lock barrels and 5 different keys, non-interchangeable with one another. However, within this key differently option, you can order a master key that opens all of the different lock barrels. The other option, of course, is keyed alike, and this indicates that all of the lock barrels are exactly the same and all of the corresponding keys are exactly the same. Okay, so the last point to cover in this training module is regarding Unicell's Ucell. Currently, the Ucell has not been approved for use into work surfaces that are mounted into compose. So what this means is the Ucell can only be specified onto work surfaces that are wall-mounted, as shown on the left-hand side. So this concludes this training module, and thanks very much for listening.